views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Long ago and far away, I dreamed a dream one day, and now that dream is here beside me. Long the skies were overcast, but now don't wanna go by the devil, don't wanna go by the demon, don't wanna go by Satan, don't wanna die uneasy, just let me go naturally.
Can you read my mind? Do you know what it is you do to me?
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me.
We may never love like this again, but through the days,
Let the time flow, let the love grow, let the rain shower, let the rose flower. Love it seeks, love it finds, love it conquers, love it finds.
you raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on somewhere over the rainbow. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't out in time? There's got to be a morning after, if we can hold on through the night. We have a child born and a world to carry on, to carry on. One child born and a world to carry on. One child born and a world to carry on. Carry it on.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Today we're doing a special interview with Maureen McGovern. She's a famous singer. She's a superstar with a lifetime of music that spans Broadway, Grammy nominations, and Oscar-winning international #1 gold record. We'll be right back in a second. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Maureen McGovern. How are you, dear?
I am fine. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you, dear. It's on.
Okay.
You're on speaker, so that's great.
Okay.
So I already introduced you as a superstar, a life with a lifetime of music that spans Broadway, Grammy nominations, and Oscar-winning international gold record. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a great ride.
It's been 7 years, my friend, since we last talked.
How many years?
7.
7. Oh my goodness.
That, too long.
More recent than that, yeah.
So let's rehash what we talked about 7 years ago, I have some questions to lead you up to the present. So, where were you born and raised?
I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I was born, let's see, July 27, 1949. I am a 70. I've entered my 70s. Still kicking.
Well, my husband turned 70 August the 1st.
Well, it's actually, I was not looking forward to it, to be frank. And the night before at 12:05, I thought, oh, I don't feel any different. Okay, this is fine. Moving on.
Well, girl, you lived through the 60s twice, you know? So when you first became interested in music, how old were you? When you were young, intermediate, what?
Well, my dad sang in a barbershop. Well, Family Lore has it. I'll put it that way. Family Lore has it that I'd wake up in the middle of the night in my crib before I'd even put sentences together. And I would sing Irene, Good Night, Irene, or belt at the top of my lungs. They tried to tell us we're too young.
And you were.
Yeah. And I said, well, you can't scold her. She's not crying. She's singing. Whatever my mother had on the radio during the day, I would sing it back to them at 2 a.m. at night.
Wow, you got a good memory.
Yeah. But my dad was a barbershop, and he worked for the chorus and had his own quartet. And he sang lead in the barbershop quartet. And every Tuesday night, they would come and rehearse around our dining room table. And so I was like 5 years old, and I would go around and sing everybody's part right along with them. And they would, after a while, they would shoo me upstairs and got to go to bed. And I'd go up to the top of the landing, and I'd sit there or lie there with a pillow, and I'd listen to the rest of they had fallen asleep, of course, at the top of the stairs. But that was my first sense of harmony in music. And when I was in grade school, St. Dominic's grade school, under the direction of Sister Celine, we were at the choir, or Mussolini, as I called her in those days. She was very frightful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that was from 3rd grade to 8th grade. I had sang in the choir, and then in high school I did a little bit of singing with the choral group there, but really went off on my own, started playing guitar. I was a dismal piano person. I had 3 piano teachers, and my 5th grade teacher was also my Saturday morning piano teacher, and I'm somewhat dyslexic, and so it was difficult to me, and he finally just said, "But you're just wasting your parents' money."
So it didn't pan out.
Piano, and then took up guitar, which I loved. So
Yeah, you're very good at guitar, or?
I wouldn't say very good, but I get around.
Yeah.
And when I write, I just write on guitar. It's much easier.
So who influenced you or mentored you as you were growing up? Your parents?
Well, certainly my dad and his attachment to music. His sister danced and played piano by osmosis. She had no training. She just played very well. And so that was always, from as far back as I can remember, that was music was the glue that held me together. And but my dad, when I was in grade school, I mean, he belonged to the Columbia Record Club, and they send, if you don't send a slip back, the record is yours.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But all these great records like Porgy and Bess and West Side Story and The King and I and all these wonderful albums were coming into our house and just captivated me. We had Judy Garland music and Ella Fitzgerald and all those Mel Torme from the time I was a child and heard his recordings through my dad's record collection. And when I grew up, he invited me, I think it was the end of the 70s, to be on a Christmas show he was hosting from PBS.
Wow.
And let's see, Different World, Can You Read My Mind had just come out, and Different World, I think, around that time. Anyway, but he invited me to be on it, and he became my mentor. I mean, we toured together, did several more PBS specials together, and he just, I found out many years after I'd known him, that he'd go around to different symphonies and say, "You have to hire this girl." I was thinking, I'm getting all these great symphony dates. Well, it was Mel Torme,
He was a good contact.
He had great contacts. So
Yeah.
He really opened up a whole new world for me,
So when did you turn professional?
Well, I guess I have to say when I recorded The Morning After, because prior to that I played guitar and sang, with Eddie Stagg Bar in the campus of Kent State University.
Oh my goodness
Playing
gracious.
guitar and singing music, folk music on my then future husband, I didn't know at the time, was a drummer with a jazz group, and so he hired me to, do on their band's break. I was singing folk music, and but I, some other, the Catacombs at Youngstown University, and just singing folk music and stuff. But my first manager booked me at it was called the Brown Derby in Warren, Ohio, and I was to do Friday night happy hour for 2 hours, and they had me perched on above the bar on the platform, and we were just down the road from General Motors. Just got rid of one of their places where they make cars, so I was a couple miles down the road from that, and so all these people would come on payday and happy hour on Friday.
Happy hour, oh boy.
It was so loud, I couldn't hear myself or my guitar right in front of me. It was such a din with all the people talking, so as if I was not there. So those humbling kind of things started out my career.
So
I did in Cleveland. I was a producer heard me there, and he sent around demo tape to all the record companies around the state, and everybody turned me down except for Russ Regan, who was the head of 20th Century Fox Music right then, and he heard something in my voice. This was in October of 1972. And he heard something in my voice and said, "I'll look for something." And a month later, he sent me The Morning After.
that was your first professional?
I heard much later that Barbra Streisand had turned it down. I always say, "Thank you, Barbara." But that was my first time in the recording studio, and the song was released. The movie was already done. And the late Carol Lindley actually had Renee Harmon, I believe. She lip-synced for her singing part of the song in the movie Beside Adventure. And so it was released. They thought since I was an unknown artist, this was a great vehicle to launch a career. So in November, they released it in December of '72, along with the movie. Again, the movie had already been done, so I wasn't singing that. And the movie took off like crazy, and the song did absolutely nothing. So they dropped it.
Oh.
But they dropped it, and when it was nominated for an Oscar in the spring of '73, radio stations all across the country started playing it as one of the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it won the Oscar, there was this huge groundswell of people all across the country that requested it. And so thanks to people in your audience, that's why I'm still here.
Groovy.
And so became an international record and garnered me my very first Grammy nomination a couple months later. So.
Do you write your own lyrics at all?
I usually write children's stuff, but I have written some other songs through the years. I've worked with such great people. Judy Barron always wrote lyrics for me, or Michelle Hofbauer wrote one. Mary Grace Stenbeck wrote a couple of theirs. They were lyricists. I don't generally write lyrics, but I write music. But I work with, Jeff Harris, who he's my musical director, and I've recorded, umpteen songs of his that he's written. Some I have helped on, and others that he wrote with Judy Barron, or I just songs by himself. And he's an extraordinary songwriter and storyteller in his songs, which is what I love to do with music. So, but I like to sing for children, and I had one thing called Our One Learn to Fly, that was with Judy Barron. I wrote Barron, and it was Scholastic released it as a book and a song, and it's out of print now. I'm trying to, it can come back, but I have it on little cassettes, but I would like to have it.
I would like to hear it.
Yeah, for another, I'll send you one.
Oh, you're a doll. Thank you. You collaborated with a lot of people over the years, eh?
Yeah, I mean that's show business.
That's show business.
You're North Star. So every time you turn around, there's somebody that's helpful or inspiring, and I've been blessed too. I mean, from back in the early days, I wrote a song, the melody for a song called Wounded Dove, and Judy Barron wrote the lyrics for it, and Chick Corea, some of the world's most brilliant pianist, played on it. I mean, I thought I died and gone to heaven, But I've been really blessed through the years to, there's ups and downs. The show business is never linear. It's always highs and lows, but I still hope that I always say, I hope I can sing till I drop, keep it going.
Question. Are you still working with bands, or on your own, or what? What are you up to?
I occasionally work with bands, and I used to work a lot with symphonies. I occasionally work with them, but mostly now with symphonies, they try to get, not retro bands, but it's a whole different thing that they're playing these days, trying to find their way. It's hard for symphonies. I know. I just recently worked with Michael Feinstein with a symphony down there.
I'm impressed.
Heavenly when you have a symphony behind you. But I work with big bands sometimes, and mostly either just trio or piano bass, or just, I love working just with piano. I work with, again, Jeff Harris, and I have another musical director, Michael Schurz, that I work a lot with. And it's just great fun to, it's like one mind up there on stage, and then I can change things at will, when you're working with an orchestra or a symphony. I mean, obviously you have to keep everything in the right order, but we can, just at will change something, and it's very freedom in it, and I love it. So, but I do love singing, and as long as people want to come and see me, I will be there.
Definitely, girl. I understand that you want to do a spiritual CD. Did you do it, or?
Yes, I did. That's the most recent one. So You Raised Me Up. I'll send you a copy of that, too.
Okay. And autograph it.
Pardon me?
Autograph it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
You got it, babe.
I just felt I wanted to do one for a long time, and just the last couple of years, I thought the world appears to be falling apart at the seams.
Yeah.
And we need to step back and realize that we're all one family, and the only way that families don't get along sometimes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do, but they always come back together.
I hope
And I
so.
think we have to really, I try to find as many interesting and, as universal as possible for all tastes.
Yeah.
And I really love the album.
You work with charities too?
I'm on the board of Medicine and the Arts at Ohio University,
Mm-hmm.
OSU, and love working with them. We work on music and art for people studying to be nurses and doctors.
Right on.
And that it's such a heady kind of job that you do, where you're constantly have to be in high gear,
Right.
and it's trying to find ways for them to allow themselves to chill out, And then music is the thing that connects everybody together.
It's therapy, girl.
Yeah, therapy. I love working, and the arts, painting, and all
Oh.
different kinds of things.
Based.
I worked with NBA,
Oh, yeah.
the Industry Association, for over like 35. There's so close to so many
Miracles? Cures?
well, a miracle it would be, but I mean, yes, but so many findings that they've had over the last 10 years or whatever. I mean, it's just amazing. Anyway, just years with them, and I love the people and the children that they provide incredible help. And so many breakthroughs that they've been working on. And so my youngest niece was diagnosed with dermatomyositis, and at a very young age, she went from being a happy, healthy toddler to regressing and going, couldn't crawl up the steps or walk or whatever. And so I happened to find out that one of the key doctors, Dr. Jerry Mandel, in that for dermatomyositis, was right here in Columbus, where I live.
Oh, yeah.
And I was living in New York and LA at the time, but she's in her had a second remission, but she's been all healed from that. She's thriving incredibly. And so we're just, my dying day, I'm dedicated to MBA.
A miracle. They're miracle workers.
And I work with the American Music Therapy Association.
Hi.
They really, music therapists are, when I first started with them, were more of a rarity. They're all over now. It's just so important. Music reaches inside the heart and soul, and it calms you, it inspires you, and it's air I breathe.
Yeah, it's like an extension.
Yeah, it's great.
Extension of yourself. You've done, like I think I already asked you, but you've done how many children's songs have you done then?
I did a musical called Bengal Tiger's Ball.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote the music, and Mary Grace Denbeck wrote the lyrics. We did it in Florida at a theater in near Disney, and actually Disney was a co-sponsor of it, and it was wonderful. It was called the Bengal Tiger's Ball, and all the music, we wrote for that, and it was fun to see kids. I mean, we had literally just a minimal amount of money to get this thing going, and that people would, especially being in a city where with Disney and all the fantastic things that go on, this had minimal things that took place, and to hear the kids go,
Oh, wow.
just minimal, very minimal little bits that we did, you know, it was great fun. And Franny Battistelli she was 12 years, it was just the two of us. And I knew right from the start when I first auditioned her and heard her that this child was going to really go somewhere. And she's a Grammy-winning spiritual singer, and many albums to her name at this point, and just a good soul, a really great person.
I say, what do you see in about 10 years from now with your career or your life or whatever?
Well, I was supposed to have it pretty well done by the end of this summer. my memoir, which is still in progress. It's called Surviving the Morning After.
Oh.
And so it's funny, it's raw as far as, some of the ugliness of the business and some of the great things that have happened to me. But I wouldn't have, missed a day of it. I wouldn't have, so I'm doing that and really working on, I'm doing a lot of things just slightly back to some of the charities and whatever. I've been doing a lot of concerts at hospices and hospitals and prisons. The Ohio Reformatory for Women is an amazing place. I've sung there several times, 3 times now. And it's, what I love about it is, we'll get probably about 40 women in a room.
Oh, yeah.
In their chapel, and everybody, nobody knows, whatever they've done, we're not there for that. Everybody is equal.
That's
and
true.
We have, they sing along with me, they dance, they cry, I cry, we laugh. It is one of the most things I've ever done. And I look forward to it. I think we're going to do another one in December. Just incredible.
So we are now at the end of our show, Del. So thank you for coming on to my show. And what would you like to say to my audience? Encouragements.
Again, my mantra is we are all one family. Love, forgiveness, all of that fits into it. And I think if we just wake up thinking that in the morning, that today is going to be a day where I give all I can to not take into myself, give out to somebody else. I think that's what the world needs right now.
Well, this is Patty's Page. Thank you for coming into my home studio. We'll see you next week.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of all our lives.